Miss Kathy, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. No, no camera tonight, hon?
Well, I'm laying in bed. I'd rather not.
That's okay. You get the silhouette then. Not a problem at all. Not a problem. I know who you are. You're a good person, so I don't worry about you at all.
I always enjoy your show, but it's usually right before I go to bed, so I'm always comfy in my jammies and sitting up against my headboard.
Oh, awesome. Well, I appreciate you watching. Whether
I
you're
want to call in all the time, but it's always so late, and I don't want to disturb the family. But you know what? They're not home right now, so I'm like, okay, I'll call in.
Sweet.
But
Score.
Desi's home. She's upstairs in bed, but my husband's playing pickleball tonight, so.
Oh, okay, cool. Well,
I can chat for a bit, and you're, of course, the first time I'm ever on your show.
well, this is actually the second time. Didn't you not?
About embarrassing moments.
Yeah, did you not come on during one of the panel shows, if I remember correctly?
I don't think so.
I thought you had. Yeah, I thought you did. But that's okay. This is your first one-on-one, and I was hoping you'd call in. So, and now you've got embarrassing stories. Even better. It's the bonus plan.
Well, I have to tell you, it takes a lot to embarrass me now because I'm too old to be embarrassed.
Oh, tell me about it.
I have had lots of embarrassing moments as a child, but I really can remember two. So, my first embarrassing moment was when I was 14 years old. So I babysat, and I don't know why the parents thought that I was capable of doing what they were asking me, but I was the kind of girl that would just grow up, and I just respected adults. I listened. I just did what they told me to do.
Good for you.
So they left instructions for me to give the child a suppository at bedtime.
I'm sorry, what?
A suppository, yeah, because I guess the child had trouble with their bowels, so she specifically asked if I would mind giving the child the suppository at bedtime, and I was like, sure.
And you knew what a suppository was at the time, right?
No.
Oh. Oh my, that's uncomfortable.
She showed it to me. She showed it to me and said that the child was good with taking them, and I just was like, okay, whatever. So it gets to be bedtime. I give the child a glass of milk and give them the suppository to take. And then the child takes the suppository and goes to bed. Well, when the mother and the father came at night, I'm sleeping on the couch, and they wake me up, and they come in from their night out, and she's on her drive home, and she says, did everything work out okay? Did you remember to give him the suppository? I said, yeah, you took it fine with a glass of milk. And mom was like, so appalled. And she was like, what? And I said, yeah, he took it fine. He just swallowed it, no problem. So I never put that down. And it really wasn't embarrassing until several days later, to where my mom and her had their little laugh. And, yeah, right. I was mortified. I was like, oh my gosh, they're never going to ask me to babysit ever
again. and again, I'm laughing with you, Miss Kathy. I swear to you.
Oh yeah, I mean, I still know these words. I still know that child. I will never live that down.
Well, no longer a child, I bet.
Oh yeah, yeah, totally an adult.
Now,
that was very, very embarrassing. My other embarrassing moment was when I was 16 years old, and I had just started driving, and I parked my car, and it was sleeting and ice, and I went in. So when you go into a grocery store, you have one entrance on one side and the other entrance is on the other side.
Yes.
And all of the cashiers are right there, all along the entry. Well, it was very icy, and it was sleeting outside, and I was already nervous for driving, but I go in, and as I walk in, and back then, you remember the parachute pants? We used to wear sweatpants that were just plastic pants.
Oh yeah, hammer time.
So yeah, and I grew up in the 80s, and I was a track runner in high school. So I'm all in my little sleeky little sweatpants, probably purple and orange for all I know. I can't remember what colors they were, but
those were the colors at the time.
Yeah. Well, I'm always in a hurry anywhere I go. I mean, just get what you got to get out of there, right? So I walk in there and I slid as I'm coming in the one entry, and I slid all the way across the floor, all the way to the other end. People just looked at me. I got up, walked out the other end, and just went back to my car. And I was like, I am not.
I'll get that later.
I will get what I needed later. Yep.
Oh man, that's funny. And again, I'm laughing with you, not at you. I haven't.
Yeah, and it's funny because if I did that today, I would get up and just acknowledge it. No big deal, you fall down. But when you're 16, oh my gosh, I was mortified. I was like, I can't believe I did that.
Absolutely. Isn't it funny how it affects you so much more when you're young?
Yeah.
You don't have the wherewithal to understand that it happens to everybody, and nobody will remember this. Well, aside from the spa story, beyond a week or so, because you're not going to forget a suppository administration like that. That's awesome. Does the and I hate to go back to that, but does the child, the babysit do they remember it?
No, they don't. But they do remember hearing the story through the years, because I live in a small town, and we don't let him live it down either.
Oh no, it's legend now.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so fun. That is so fun. Well, I'm glad you got over both of those, Kathy. Can I call you Kathy? Or that's not your last name, right? Okay.
Yes, you can call me Kathy, of course.
Awesome. Yeah, it's going to be tough. Whenever your embarrassing moment becomes legend, that's got to be brutal. But if you take it in stride like you obviously had, who cares, right?
Exactly. Who cares? It's funny now. Right?
And that's one of the spices of life, as far as I'm concerned. If you can laugh at yourself, what is the old saying? If you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at, or what can you laugh at? And these are perfect examples, because we all do stupid things over the years. All of us. No one is immune. I would love to meet that person that is totally immune to a faux pas of any kind. I don't think they exist.
Yeah. And the best thing too now is, like I said in the chat earlier, I don't have embarrassing moments, but I embarrass my kids on a daily basis.
Oh, but that's your job. At some point, man,
I have an 11-year-old daughter, and I substitute teach. So last week I was substituting her band class, and I live for embarrassing her. I mean, it was fun.
Oh, you have one of those golden opportunities most of us didn't have.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. My 21-year-old, when he was a senior, I was still subbing, and maybe he was a junior in high school, and I got my first sub call to sub at his high school, and he was like, "Don't wave at me. Don't even say anything," and oh my gosh, what did I do? I wrote Michael, I won't say my last name so I won't embarrass him, but I wrote his full last name on the smartboard, is the coolest kid in the world. And then when they came in the classroom, he all sat down there like, "Who is that?" And he looked at me and he goes, "Mom." And everybody goes, "Mom, did you just call her Mom?" And I go, "Hey, you said it, not me. I'm sorry, but you're the one that gave it away."
Now come up and give your mother a hug.
That's right, exactly.
Oh, that's societal death in high school and middle school. Oh, great, we're yellow again on the stream.
Yeah.
Well,
I will let someone else come on and tell their stories. I'm picking up your whole stream. So.
I wouldn't worry about it. Apparently, embarrassing moments are too much for some folks. You're the last one in line, Ms. Kathy, thus far. I'm shocked. These are so fun that I would have thought that a whole bunch of people would have came up, and I don't care if they do or not, because I'm going to have another one of these shows. I dig it.
Or you can just anybody can watch any of my first live streams. They're all embarrassing. I've had so many technical issues.
Well,
I make fools of myself every time I talk to live.
Oh, you're talking to a like kind here. I was looking at my first video for tomorrow's show, and oh boy, was it painful to watch. I mean, it was just literally painful to watch. You look at him, it's funny too, because you look at him, it's like, what is that guy doing? Oh wait, that guy's me. What the hell am I doing? What was I thinking? And why do I look like that? In fact, I've said this before. My second video was a critique of my first. I couldn't believe what I was watching. That's I think it's true for most people who jump on camera for the first time. I know some of the people I've coached, which is another point of irony. They have that same thing. They have that same reaction to their own first appearance on camera. They can't believe that was them. So.
Yeah.
So talk about embarrassing moments. Yeah. Go back, anybody out there, go back and look at your first video or two and tell me you're not embarrassed in some way, shape, or form. And it may not be catastrophic embarrassment, but it's certainly a cringeworthy moment for most of us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, if Jessie was awake, I could have her come on and just tell all kinds of embarrassing moments, because I do. I embarrass her all the time.
Well, I love hearing that, because like I said, that is your job at this point. Yeah, it's buffering in. Well, listen, Miss Kathy, I won't keep you. I think I'm going to cut this stream short, because I am having some bandwidth issues. I don't know why why I've got a stream problem, but suddenly, you know how it goes. Happens every once in a while.
Thank you for having me. So I just hit the leave up in the upper corner, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But don't be a stranger. Come on back, whatever subject, or if you just want to talk about something else, you just let me know, okay?
I will. Thank you so much.
You bet.
It was my pleasure.
Take care.
Good night.
Good night.